what does this conference mean for the research of media management?
Well, I think we're at a very exciting time in media management. There's change everywhere with digital, with convergence, with globalisation, with multi-platform media, video journalists having to, do the whole show yourself, not just the interview, but the editing and all of that. The changing lines between news and opinion. I think it's a very exciting time to be involved in the media management area.
What are your expectations?
Well, my expectations are that there'll be the opportunity to find out what's happening from many different parts of the world. So I'm from Australia, which is a long way away from Moscow, but there's been some very interesting developments in Australia with public service media and organisations like the ABC being very active in moving into the digital space and getting a sense of what's happening in Europe and in Latin America and North America, of course. It will be a very good learning opportunity.
How do you like our faculty of journalism and the university?
Well, I have previously been a visitor to М.В.Ломоносова MSU, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. I think you have a wonderful institution, and I think it would be great for my university to be able to build links with you into the future.
What are the main topics which will be discussed during the conference?
The conference is about media management, and one of the biggest issues these days is how do you reconcile a fast-changing media environment where audience is fragmenting, media are expanding, especially online media. How do you manage that? And media are also becoming globalized. So, in the previous media world, as it were, it was a national media in most cases. Today, on the internet, there are no boundaries, no territories. So how do you manage that? How do you also monetize media? That's the other major issue today. And I think conferences, I'm hoping some of these issues will be brought up in discussions and presentations in the next 2 days.
Why is it important to discuss these issues in the international environment?
Because media are globalized today. We can't look at country-specific media, as I said before. Increasingly media are moving to online environment. And online environment by definition is global. So an international discussion about how do we manage a global product in terms of its both production as well as consumption. And therefore international dimension is increasingly important. I would have liked to see even more international representation here, because it seems to me, looking at the program, that it is mostly Western Europe, Russia obviously, US, and a bit of South Korea. Not that much China, for example, which has a lot happening in the media world. India, Brazil, there's some Brazil actually. Africa, Arab world, there are lots of other areas which can be incorporated in future conferences, and I hope that will happen.
What is your impressions of the presentations which you have already seen today?
Of the presentations this morning? Well, this morning was a very interesting session. It was a plenary. We heard reflections from Australia, from US, from Russia, from Switzerland. It was quite an interesting mix, and also the Q&A afterwards was interesting in terms of thinking of models which are sustainable in a public service media which is transforming very, very rapidly.
This conference is organized by International Media Management Academic Association, which is a non-profit association addressed to share the knowledge and the research on media management. I mean, the media markets are changing a lot, and there are very big and really surprising challenges for media managers. So everything we can do from the academia, helping the media managers to address this new world, I think is helpful. And also, I think it's very interesting to bring together different people from different countries with different perspectives, and see also that there are many things which are common, really, and the problems that we have different countries are the same. We'll discuss about the new challenges in media markets, innovation, and topics to do with business models especially, because we come from the media management arena, and also organizational issues and so on. So, we bring together the media aspects with the economics aspect. This is media management, and this is what we are talking about. It's my first time in Moscow. I'm very impressed. I've been here since Tuesday, I think. I've spent already 2 days in Moscow, and I'm very surprised about the quality of the people. Really, I have had the chance of visiting some secondary schools, and I'm quite impressed.
So, we are very glad to see you here, first of all. And my first question is, which role does this conference play in the media management research? Why it is important?
Well, I think the media is important. So research about what the media does has always been important. But now particularly, because there are such dramatic changes. And if you're going to understand where you're going, you have to understand where these companies and these people that create content have been, so that you can build on the good things and change those that need to change. And you never want to do something new without knowing what's been going on. You want to do something new based on depth that comes because of research and because of understanding what's going on.
And is it your first time in Moscow?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Oh, it's wonderful. I came a day early, and I'm going to stay a day late, and I had high expectations, and it's even better than my expectations.
And which experience do you want to get from this conference?
From my time in Moscow or from my time at the conference? Well, I'm one of the people that founded this organization, so I've been part of it since the 1990s. And, it's a rapid way to learn about what's going on all over the world, both in what other professors are doing, but what media organizations and content creating organizations are doing. So in a few days and a lot of reading, you can learn a huge amount about the rest of the world. That's exactly what's happened in the past, and this looks to be as a terrific time.
What role does the conference play in exploring of media management today?
This conference brings together some of the best people around the world who deal with the management of media and communications. As you can imagine, this is a big sector, and one that is undergoing a lot of technological and organizational changes around the world, and so we're here gathered in order to explore what the new management models should be for the future.
And what is the main problem of modern media management?
Well, it is becoming more expensive to produce innovative content, and at the same time, the audiences have been fragmented, and it is harder to charge money for it. So you have a declining revenue base, and at the same time, an increasing competitive environment that raises costs because you have to be able to establish more compelling content so that people will watch you. And that is the conflict in which the media are.
Have you already seen subjects of other participants' reports?
Well, we meet once every year. This is an organization that is increasingly active and international. So last year we met in Spain, and 2 years ago we met in Portugal. And we're establishing a good, strong community of people who work together. For example, I have a project on international ownership of media and cross-ownership and global trends of concentration and ownership. And that is one in which different people here participate.
And last year, which report you marked most as the most interest?
Oh, they were all interesting. I could not select one, but no, I just can't. I don't remember the details of last year's conference. There are dozens and dozens of papers being presented, so I cannot particularly identify one. It's you have work on specifics, for example, on the, let's say, Brazilian newspaper industry or local newspapers in France or American online media and their economic activities or music online. So it really depends on your interests, what you consider to be most important.